In this tutorial, you will learn how to enable multi-factor authentication for a user via the user management task and how to log on to the HMC when multi-factor authentication is enabled. The same procedure can also be used for user templates. Multi-factor authentication is a way to make logging onto the console more secure. It requires the use of additional components or factors in addition to a user ID and password. Let's begin by enabling an existing user for multi-factor authentication. From the user management dashboard, there are two ways to set this up for a user. The first is to click on the user from the Users section and go to User Details. Under the Authentication section, you'll see options for enabling multi-factor authentication for the user, as well as a button to reset the user's shared secret key. You can also enable it by going to the multi-factor authentication section in the user management dashboard and checking the box next to the user for which MFA should be turned on. After selecting one or more users, click Apply, and you'll get a confirmation message saying that the changes were successfully applied. From this screen, you can also reset the shared secret keys for any users that have MFA turned on currently. Now we can proceed with the rest of the setup of multi-factor authentication for this user, so we'll start by logging off from our Access Administrator account. From the logon screen, we can begin the rest of the setup process. Type in the username and password, and click Login. As you can see, the screen displays that you're about to secure this account with multi-factor authentication, so we'll click Next to proceed. In order to get the token that's required in order to log in with this user, you need to have an application that supports time-based one-time passwords. Google Authenticator is recommended, but you can also use a variety of other applications and websites to accomplish this too. Here I have an iPhone with free OTP installed, and I'll use that for the remainder of the setup process. I'll click Next to proceed, and the HMC prompts me to scan the QR code with the application. You can also view the text code instead and type this in manually, but since it's simpler to just scan it, I'll go ahead and do that. Now we see an entry for this HMC and this user account in the app on the iPhone. You can tap on the entry to display the authentication code, and you should note that this code changes every 30 seconds. From here I can click Next on the HMC, and I'm prompted to enter the code from the free OTP app. After entering it, I can click Next, and this completes the setup of multi-factor authentication, and upon pressing Enter, I will be logged into the HMC. Since this user is now set up for multi-factor authentication, every time I log on to the HMC, I'll have to enter an authentication code from the application. Here I'm being prompted again. I'll check for the code, enter it, and click Done. When resetting a user's shared secret key, the user will have to go through the setup process upon logging in again. Here I've reset the shared secret key for my user. I will log out and attempt to log back in as them. And when I log in as them again, I have to reperform the setup by clicking Next, going to the app, and once again scanning the QR code. This concludes the tutorial for how to set up multi-factor authentication for users and templates on the Hardware Management Console.